Gusto ko nang isara ang hearing na ito. Pero hindi rin po natin pwedeng isara pa ang hearing na ito na hindi natin ganap.
At kung kayo baguhan pa lamang sa aking channel guys, pag-pindot lamang subscribe button at notification bell para lagi yung updated sa mga bagong videos ni upload ko sa channel ko sa YouTube.
Gusto ko nang isara ang hearing na ito. Pero hindi rin po natin pwedeng isara pa ang hearing na ito na hindi natin ganap na natukoy sino-sino ba ang kailangang managot sa karumal-dumal na mga operasyong ito na nagdala ng pahirap sa ating mga kababayan. Di naman pwede na nagpakasasa sila ng hanggang 8 taon tapos pagsara ng POGO, pagkatapos nyong mabusog, goodbye na lang. Thank you na lang. Safe sa vault ang nakubrang mga bilyones mula sa torture, scamming at pasakit ng iba. That would not be justice. Nung nakaraang hearing, pinangalanan ni Chair Tenko si Attorney Roque na nakipag-usap sa kanya para sa Lucky South 99. Inimbita namin siya. Una nang nagkumpirma via text sa committee secretary at nagsabing hahabol siya pagkatapos ng kanyang hearing. At ina-announce sa media na ibubunyag daw niya ang King and Queen of Pogo. Kaso pagkatapos nun, bigla kaming nakatanggap ng letter of regrets dahil may hearing siya. Hindi na. Okay. Sa mga nagtatago ngayon, the long arm of the law will soon reach you. Guo Huaping, tahasan kang nagsinungaling sa komiteng ito. Tahasan mong sinuway ang subpoena at contempt citation. You may be able to hide now, but you will not be able to hide forever. I also ask our law enforcement agents, you have done a lot. But there is a lot that still needs to be done, and swiftly. From our sources, we know that Hong Jiangyang is now in China and booked a flight on 25th July to Thailand from China but did not fly. Mabilis po sila kaya dapat tayo mas mabilis pa. I will now ask my colleagues, Senator Sherwin and any other colleagues who will arrive, and thank you for joining our hearing again. I will ask them if they have opening statements, after which I will ask the committee secretary to acknowledge the resource speakers, administer the oaths to any who have not taken it, and make a report of the subpoenas and arrest orders issued. So, Sen. Sherwin, would you like to make an opening statement? You have the floor.
Maraming salamat, Chairperson. Unang-una sa lahat, papasalamat po ako sa ating Pangulo at malinaw na sinabi niya na bad na ang lahat ng POGO sa ating bansa. At ulitin ko lang po yung kanyang malinaw na statement noong huling Lunes, during the State of the Nation address. Ang sabi niya, at ngayon po, narinig po namin ang malakas na sigaw ng taong bayan laban sa mga POGO. Disguising as legitimate entities, their operations have ventured into illicit areas furthest from gaming, such as financial scamming, money laundering, prostitution, human trafficking, kidnapping, brutal torture, and even murder. The grave abuse and disrespect of our system of laws must stop. Kailangan nang itigil ang panggulo nito sa ating lipunan at paglalapastangan sa ating bansa. Ang sabi niya, effective today, all POGOs are banned. I hereby instruct PAGCOR to wind down and cease the operations of POGO by the end of the year. Malinaw na malinaw po ang kanyang pag-utos na lahat po ng POGOs ay banned na sa ating bansa. At dito, hindi niya hiniwalay yung tinatawag na legal o illegal POGOs. Lahat ng uri ng POGOs ay banned na sa ating bansa. Kasama dyan yung tinatawag na IGL or Internet Gaming License na pumalit sa branding ng Pogos. At dito sa kanyang talumpati, makikita natin na klaro sa kanya na itong mga Pogos, ginagamit lang yung lisensya na ibinibigay ng gobyerno sa paggagawa nila ng mga hindi magagandang krimen sa ating bansa. Kaya ako naniniwala na ang ating Pangulo ay alam niya kung ano yung nangyayari sa ating mga komunidad. At nagpapasalamat po ako sa kanya dahil pinakinggan niya ang boses ng taong bayan at ngayon ay makakabalik na tayo sa katahimikan at maayos na peace and order. Katulad ng ating chairperson, hindi rin po tayo kontento sa mga ginagawang raid. Pero nagpapasalamat rin ho tayo sa ating mga enforcement agencies sa kanilang sakripisyo at pagbubuhis ng buhay sa mga ginagawa nilang pagsulong o raid. Pero hindi sapat to. Importante na meron tayong makulong. Importante na ang mga taong nasa likod nito ay manugot. Importante na makasuhan sila at sila ay humarap sa kamay ng ating mga batas. At nagpapasalamat rin po ako sa lahat ng ating mga enforcement agencies na kasama ho natin, kasama na ho yung mga kasama natin sa Department of Justice dahil sa kanilang mabilis nagpagbibigay po ng mga dokumento at kooperasyon sa ating pagdinig. Hindi ho magiging kompleto at hindi ho magiging matagumpay itong ating ginagawang pagdinig kung hindi po sa kanilang kooperasyon. At ako nagpapasalamat po sa kanilang mabilis na pagbigay po ng mga dokumento, mabilis po sa pag-aanalisa ng mga dokumento at nagpapasalamat po ako sa kanilang pagresponde sa mga request ho natin. So, ngayong araw na ito, gusto rin ho na, katulad ng ating chairperson, gusto rin ho natin marinig yung plano ng ating gobyerno sa pag-wind down o pagsasara nitong mga Pogo sa ating bansa. Tinatayang merong mga 20,000 na mga kababayan natin na nagtatrabaho sa Pogo at importante na mabigyan natin kaagad sila ng kapalit na trabaho at suporta, temporary support dahil sa paghahanap po ng trabaho. So muli, nagpapasalamat po ako sa ating chairperson sa kanyang determinasyon at tuloy-tuloy na pagdinig at nagpapasalamat ako muli sa lahat po ng tumulong para po maabot natin ito. Matagal na natin inaasam na pagbaband ng Pogo sa ating bansa. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Sen. Sherwin. Ngayon, Comsec, paki-acknowledge yung ating mga resource persons, i-administer yung oath sa mga hindi pa nakagawa nito, at i-update yung komite sa status ng mga inisyu nating mga subpoena at saka contempt citation.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. For the record, the committee would like to acknowledge the presence of the following resource person. From the Philippine National Police, we have Police Colonel June Mark Lagare, Police Colonel Locricio Rodriguez, Police Colonel J. Dimaandal. From the Interagency Council Against Trafficking, we have ASEC Francis Jan Tejano. From the Office of Solicitor General, we have with us Solicitor General Minandro Guevara, together with Assistant Solicitor General James Condangan, Assistant Solicitor General Bernard Hernandez. Then from the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, we have Mr. Alejandro Tenco, together with General Raul Villanueva, Attorney Chesa Maris Fernandez. And then from the Department of Information and Communication Technology, we have Engineer Gladys de Ocampo. We have Mr. Frederic Albert de Vera. Then from the Anti-Money Laundering Council, we have Attorney Emmet Rodion Manantan. Then from the Bureau of Internal Revenue, we have Attorney Ralbert John Neil Tibayan. From the Bureau of Immigration, we have Mr. Portonato Manahan Jr. We have then Attorney Jose Carlitos Licas, Attorney Homer Arellano. From the National Bureau of Investigation, we have Attorney Jerry Abiera and Assistant Director Angelito Magno. Then we have Executive Officer, Organized and Transnational Crime Division. From the NBI, we have Attorney John Mark Santiago. From the Philippine Statistic Authority, we have Engineer Marisa Grande, Attorney Eliezer Ambatali. Then from the Department of Foreign Affairs, we have Director Von Ryan Pangui, Director Lailani Feliciano. Then from the Philippine Retirement Authority, we have Attorney Antonio Rivera, Miss Marilu Cantasio. Then from the National Telecommunications Commission, we have Attorney Regina Angel Cruz Velasco. From the Department of Trade and Industry, we have Director Ryan Ramos. From the Securities and Exchange Commission, we have Attorney Philbert Catalino Flores III and Attorney Famela Lorraine Ramos. From we have with us the former PAGOR chairperson, Miss Andrea Domingo. Then Mr. Julian Lensangan III, Mr. Edwin Ang, Miss Roseline Baterna, Mr. Daniel Salcedo Jr., Miss Shona Alejandre, Mr. Alberto Rodolfo A.R. de la Serra, Mr. Jonathan Mendoza. We have Assistant Solicitor General Neriam Hernandez. Then we have Miss Nancy Jimenez Gamo and Mr. Dennis Cunanan. We have with us also the Mascarenas, Mr. Michael Bryce Mascarenas. Where? Actually, they're on the way, ma'am. For the update, during the July 10, 2024 hearing of the Committee on Women, 8 individuals were cited in contempt. Thereafter, order of arrests were issued to the following, namely, Go Hawaping alias Alice Goo, Nancy J. Gamo, Dennis Cunanan, Wenyi Lin, Go Seimin, Go Jiang Song, Go Wesley, and Go Sheila. Of the 8 individuals, only Nancy Gamo was arrested and is now in the custody of the Senate, and she's with us now. Mr. Cunanan presented himself and he's in the hearing also. The subpoena issued for Jamie Lynn S. Cruz was not served for the reason that the address cannot be located or there is no such address in the area. The subpoena issued for Roderick Paul Pujante was not served. The grand uncle of Mr. Pujante refused to receive the subpoena for reason that Mr. Pujante is no longer residing in his place and rarely seen in family gathering. The subpoena issued for Juan Miguel Alpas was not served. Nobody is residing in the house and has been vacant for a long time. The subpoena issued for Catherine Cassandra Ong was not served. According to Mr. Melvin Duray, building admin staff of Riverview Mansion, the address is not in their list of tenant or residents. The subpoena issued for Alberto Rodolfo A.R. de la Serna was received by his brother Alberto Manuel de la Serna, and he is here with us now. The subpoena issued to Jonathan Mendoza was not served. It's unknown to the locals, but the Senate USA was able to locate one Jonathan Mendoza. The subpoena was received by his brother-in-law. The barangay chairman, Mr. Robert Taig of San Simon, Pampanga, issued an affidavit of discrepancy stating that the Jonathan Mendoza in his barangay is an OFW working in Qatar for the last 5 years. But we have here Mr. Mendoza. The subpoena issued to Roseline Baterna was received by her cousin, Mary Torio. The subpoena issued for Michael Bryce Mascarenas was received by Sister Stephanie Mascarenas, and they are here with us. The subpoena issued by Stephanie B. Mascarenas was served and received by Stephanie Mascarenas herself, and she's also here. The subpoena issued for Rodrigo Bande was not served. The address Thai court stated in the subpoena has been an abandoned place. The same also with the subpoena issued for Jing Go and Xiang Tan, bearing the same address as that of Rodrigo Bande. The subpoena issued for Daniel Sancedi Jr. and the subpoena issued for Chona A. Alejandro were not served. The barangay captain of the place, Mr. Augusto Flores, attested to the non-existence of the address. The subpoena issued for Duaren Wu was not served. The address is in the order is the address of Prince Hotel, a hotel that has been closed for more than a year. The subpoena issued for Marian Ryan Chua was not served. According to the administrator of Empire Plaza Condominium, Mr. Rebi Castro, Mr. Chua is no longer a lessee of any of their units. But Mr. Ryan Chua is here with us. The subpoena issued for Julian Lesangan III was not served, same as previously mentioned of the address Thai Court that has been abandoned, but he is with us now. Then the subpoena issued to Josefina Mascarenas was received by his daughter, Stephanie Mascarenas, and she's with us now. The subpoena issued for Edwin Ang was not served. The person is unknown to the area, but he is here now. We also invited the former mayor Banban Tarlac, but he sent his letter of regrets. If I may, Madam Chair, I'm writing a
Please proceed.
response to your letter inviting me as a resource person public hearing scheduled for today. Unfortunately, I only received the invitation last Friday afternoon, which did not provide me the sufficient time to adjust my prior engagement. Then the committee also sent an invitation to Attorney Rocco, the former secretary of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Attorney Roque sent his letter of regrets, citing his previously scheduled hearing before the original trial court of Manila as private prosecutor in a kidnap for ransom case. The committee also received from Mayor Jaime Capil of Porac, Pampanga, an urgent appeal for excusal to attend today's hearing, citing its reason for submitted and coordinator's response to address the needs of affected communities due to the adverse effect of Tropical Cyclone Karina and the enhanced southwest monsoon that lead to the declaration of Pampanga under the state of calamity. That's all, Madam Chair. May I request those who have not taken their oath to please stand up?
Before that, COMSEC and dear resource persons, for the record, according to the lawyer of Mr. A.R. De La Serna, Attorney Roque will come to the hearing. So, manunumpa na po yung mga hindi pa nanumpa. Could I request the two government resource persons na nagtaas ng kamay pero nakaupo dito to please come forward and join the table at sabay na manumpa kung hindi pa kayo nanunumpa. I saw two seated there at the back. Please come forward. Thank you, sir. There was another resource person. Dito na lang po kayo maupo sa loob. Acknowledging the arrival of the Senate President Pro Tempore, Senator Jinggoy. Salamat, sir, for joining us. Please proceed, COMSEC.
Okay. Attorney Rocco is here. Good.
So please proceed, COMSEC, to administer the oath sa lahat ng hindi pa nanunumpa.
May I request those who have not taken their oath during the last hearing to please stand up, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name, do solemnly swear, excuse me, for a while, also the three of you. Okay. Do solemnly swear that I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, this investigation. Thank you. You may now take your seat.
Salamat, COMSEC, at sa lahat ng mga bagong nanumpang resource persons. The chair also noted yung report ni COMSEC about the subpoenas and the contempt citations that were not able to be served and will be open to any motion on these later during the hearing or before we end. Bago ko buksan yung pagtatanong, may I ask the SP Pro Temp kung gusto niyo pong mag-opening statement?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, to everybody present here. Madam Chairperson, Senator Risa, Senator Win, and to all the members of this committee investigating the illegal activities perpetrated in Pogo Hubs, or what is currently known as internet gaming licenses. We have perhaps heard one of the biggest pronouncements from the President during his State of the Nation address last week, which is the total ban of Pogos in the country. And we thank the President for heeding the call of this committee and the public to ultimately eject Pogos out of the country for good. The next pressing issue would be the welfare of thousands of Filipino workers who would be deemed jobless because of the Pogo ban. The government, specifically the Department of Labor, needs to make sure that these workers are protected. We call on the DOLE, the DTI, local government agencies, and other state agencies to work hand in hand in crafting a plan for these workers. The affected workers must also get their severance or back pay from these shuttered Pogos. As for the suspended local chief executive of Bomban Tarlac, allow me to remind her that jurisprudence has repeatedly declared that flight is an indication of guilt. The Supreme Court has said that the flight of an accused, in the absence of a credible explanation, would be a circumstance from which an inference of guilt may be established for a truly innocent person who would normally grasp the first available opportunity to defend himself and to assert his innocence. And despite repeated demands and a dangling warrant of arrest from the Senate, she remained elusive. This is the height of disrespect against this august chamber. The evidence against Mayor Alice Go is overwhelming, and she should have, at the very least, show up to this hearing and answer or debunk all the allegations. With regard to Pogos, authorities should ensure that no rebranding of any sort would happen. Baka naman mag-transform lang yan ang mga yan bilang e-games operator o BPO at makompromise ang legal BPO entities na malaki ang kontribusyon sa ating ekonomiya. We should not let this happen. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Salamat din po, SP Pro Temp. So sa ating hearing ngayon, unahin ko munang itanong si Ms. Nancy Gamo. Dahil I know that Ms. Gamo has been waiting for this day since she was arrested by the Senate more than 2 weeks ago. Siya lang ang bukod tangi na nakuha ng Senado. Ang lahat pa ay nagtago o nagsipagpulasan. So for the record po, Ms. Gamo, pwede nyo bang i-characterize sa komiteng ito, as best as you can po, yung nature ng relationship nyo kay Mayor Alice Guo?
Okay, si Miss Alice Go was a client of mine, client on a per transaction basis, per project. I happened to register yung mga corporations na pag-aari ng family nila way back to 2012. So, and then may mga iba pang mga corporation and kasama pa rin yung dalawang Pogo companies. Ngayon,
Yes, I'll be asking you about that a little later, Ms. Gamo. Pero, so, dun sa characterization po nung relationship nyo kay Mayor Alice Go, kayo po ba ay naka-retainer? Empleyado ba kayo niya? Or freelance accountant po? Paano ang description nitong lahat?
freelance accountant lang po ako ni Miss
Alright.
Alice. Walang employment, walang retainer engagement.
Okay po. Tapos mamaya pupuntahan po natin yung mga iba't ibang kumpanya na hinandle nyo para sa kanya, pati yung dalawang Pogo companies na binanggit nyo
Yes,
na.
ma'am.
Kailan po kayo nagsimulang freelance accountant ni Mayor Alice Guo?
I left corporate work way back 2009. So, na-meet ko si Alice way back 2012. After 27 years of working sa corporate, nag-freelance ako until now.
Madam Chair, if I may, how
Yes,
did you get to meet her?
She was introduced by JP Samson.
Who?
JP Samson.
Who is JP Samson?
JP Samson is the nephew of my employer, Baliwag Lechon Manok,
All right.
the owner of the Baliwag Lechon Manok company.
Who was Mayor Alice? Who was Alice then? Was she a mayor at
Hindi
the
pa
time?
po,
Not
sir.
yet.
Hindi pa po, sir.
Ano siya noong araw?
I know nakabili siya ng sasakyan sa isang company, yung West Cars.
Ano negosyante siya noong araw when you met her?
Yes, meron na siyang, noong time na yon meron na siyang QJJ Farm at saka QJJ Embroidery.
Legal lahat yun.
I think so.
As far as you know.
Yes.
Alright, salamat po, SP Pro Temp. Alright. Dun sa, yung binanggit po ninyong nagpakilala sa inyo kay Mayor Alice Guo na si JP Samson, siya po ay nasa AMLA report. Kaya we will ensure na andito siya sa susunod na hearing. Anyway, Ms. Gamo, so sabi nyo nga po, nagsimula kayong freelance accountant kay Alice Guo 2012. So about a dozen years ago, no? After 27 years sa private practice. And introduce nga po kayo sa isa't isa ni JP Samson. Ngayon, ito po yung mga companies ni Alice Guo o may kinalaman si Alice Guo na lumitaw yung inyong pangalan. Nabanggit nyo na yung, for the record, no? 3Link Farms, QJJ Slaughterhouse, QJJ Smelting Plant, Siopaw Bulilits Food, Hongsheng Gaming Technology Inc., at yung West Cars na binanggit nyo rin na nakabili ng sasakyan si Alice Guo dyan sa West Cars. Kino-confirm nyo po ba na pinroses nyo yung incorporation ng mga kumpanyang ito?
Yes, because my name is indicated in all those incorporation process. Just like yung mga other companies na pre-process ko, all my details are there. Yung mga other clients ko.
And meron ba kayong ginawa pang iba para sa mga kumpanyang ito? Yung 3Link, yung dalawang QJJ, Siopaw, Hongsheng, West Cars. Kasi, kaya ko po itinatanong kasi ito naman po yung sinabi ninyo sa isang interview, specifically Super Radio DCBB with Carlo Mateo. Quote, "Tumutulong ako sa registration niya sa SEC, sa BIR, nagdo-due diligence ako sa mga lupang binili niya before. Gumawa din ako ng mga memorandum of agreement, deed of transfer, assignment of shares." Close quote. So, mukha pong yung engagement nyo kay Alice Guo ay medyo extensive. Tama po ba ito?
Yung engagement ko kay Alice is on a per project basis lang. So, tapsing-tapsing yan. Kung natapos ko yung trabaho ko na nirehistro isang korporasyon, i-deliver ko sa kanya, bayaran ako, tapos na. Ngayon, there are cases wherein tatawagan ako, magpapatulong, magpapagawa ng mga dokumento, then that's the time magre-render ako ng services. Pag natapos ko yung services na yon, tapos na. It's not continuous na from 2012 all throughout, hindi ganon. So, per project lang po, per services kung kailan ang kailangan ang serbisyo ko.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, SP Pro Tem.
How much are you being paid per project by Alice Guo?
Alice Guo is like an ordinary client of mine. So, kung ang singil ko sa isang kliyente ko, pag nag-process ng SECs, 20,000 din siya. Kung nagrehistro ako ng BIR niya, 15,000 din ang singil ko sa kanya. Alice Guo is never a special client of mine. She is just an ordinary client.
Okay, so nung nakilala mo si Alice Guo nung 2012, tama ba? 2012?
Yes.
Nung nakilala. Ano yung source of income niya nung panahon na yan para makabili siya ng property worth 12 million?
There is the
Bomban.
QJJ Farm, sir.
There is what?
Yung company niya na QJJ Farm at saka meron siyang QJJ Embroidery.
QJJ?
Embroidery Center.
All naka ano sa Bamban yan lahat?
The one in Bamban is the QJJ farm. The one in
Zambales?
Marilao,
Saan?
yung sa
Yung farm?
yung farm nasa Bamban.
Alright.
I call it Concepcion Tarlac. It's in Barangay Berhen de los Remedios. So I don't know Bamban and Concepcion. But I usually term it Concepcion Tarlac. Yung QJJ embroidery is located in Marilao, Bulacan.
Naging accountant ka ba nung kapatid ni Alice Goo, yung tatay ni Alice Goo?
Never ho.
Never.
Never.
Si Alice Goo lang.
Yes. Yung accountant kasi sir is hindi ibig sabihin ako yung nagbo-bookkeeping, ako yung nagre-record ng transactions niya. Hindi. I was term accountant kasi accountant ang profession ko.
Kilala mo yung tatay niya?
Na-meet ko yung father niya. Na-meet ko yung father niya, sir.
In-check.
Siyempre, opo.
Sige. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, SP Pro Temp. So, Ms. Nancy, sabi nyo nga, per project basis, yung ginagawa nyong trabaho kay Alice Guo, at least dito sa kalahating dosenang kumpanyang binanggit ko na kinonfirm nyo, kayo nag-process ng incorporation ng mga kumpanyang ito, and a few others that you've been mentioning sa pagsagot nyo sa aming mga tanong. So, per project basis, ayon yung sabihin na extensive yung engagement nyo kay Alice Guo, pero marami-rami over the years since 2012 up to 2024. Sabi nyo hindi continuous pero mayat maya. So pag sinuma natin lahat nung ginawa nyong trabaho para sa kanya on a project basis dito sa at least kalahating dosenang kumpanya, masasabi po natin na marami-rami yung mga nagawa nyong trabaho kay Alice Guo.
Yung sa mga companies na na-incorporate ko under the family of Alice Guo, hindi naman ho lahat yan operational. I understand, I remember there is the QJJ Meat Shop na yun ang nag-operate. So may mga branches yun sa Quezon City, sa Valenzuela, at saka sa Manila. Pero yung other companies like QJJ Smelting Plants, Slaughterhouse, group of companies, yung mga Siopaw Bulilit, those are not operational as far as I know. Na-process po yung yung incorporation niya. Nakapag-submit po ako ng yung BIR registration niya at saka mga resibo. Up to that extent lang. Kung naging operational siya, I can say na yung QJJ Meat Shop lang yung naging operational. Among the first 5 na nirehistro ko way back 2012.
Kaugnay nung tanong ni SP Pro Temp kanina, sabi nyo ngayon, may mga narehistro kayo under the family of Alice Guo. So meron din po kayong ginawang trabaho kahit bilang freelance accountant na hindi lamang para kay Alice Guo but maaring kay Alice at magulang niya or Alice at kapatid niya.
Wala
So
po.
sino yung tinutukoy nyong under the family of Alice Guo?
Yung
Sinong
family na yon, yung 5 incorporators ng korporasyon, 3 yung si Alice, si Sheila, tsaka si Simen Go, plus yung Gian at tsaka yung Liwani.
Okay, so yung 3 magkapatid at yung 2 magulang nila.
Yes.
Alright po. And then sabi nyo rin, hindi lahat ng mga kumpanyang in-incorporate nyo para kay Alice Guo o yung pamilya ni Alice Guo ay nag-operational. So ano to, nanatiling mga shell companies?
Hindi ko alam ma'am kasi siya yung may-ari, so I don't know the intent. Hindi naman niya ako inutusan na isarado mo yung kumpanya. Siya yung in charge ng operation. So, hindi ko alam kung anong intent niya doon.
So paano nyo nalaman na hindi nag-operational yung ilang mga kumpanyang iyon?
Hindi talaga nag-operate kasi walang report, no nothing.
So base lamang dun sa walang report sa inyo, for maybe further submissions, nag-conclude kayo na hindi operational yung ibang mga kumpanyang iyon?
Yes.
Alright. Ngayon po, Yung pong mga, ano po itong mga deed of transfer at saka assignment of shares na tinukoy nyo? Doon po sa interview nyo kay Carlo Mateo
Okay.
sa DZWB, ito po ba yung assignment of shares sa Baofu Corporation?
Wala pa ho yung BAUFO at that time, Madam Chair. Yung memorandum of agreement na drinaft ko sa kanya, it's about the sale of one farm wherein siya tsaka yung father niya ang major incorporator, stockholder. Tapos binenta sa isang tao. So yung draft na yon, ako ang gumawa. Tinap niya yung services ko for that.
Aling farm po iyon?
Mighty Suman Corporation.
Mighty?
Yes.
Yun yung buong pangalan niya, Mighty lang.
Mighty Swine Corporation.
Mighty Swine, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so yun po yung binenta ni na Alice Go at ama niya sa isa pang tao.
Oh, actually, syempre 5 incorporators yon. Dalawa, si Alice at saka yung father niya, yung major shareholders doon. And then, binenta sa isang tao. I don't remember the name. I have it on file. So, that's it. That's around the year 2015 or 2014. Now regarding dun sa sa due diligence yung regarding sa property, may binibili siyang property dito sa Quezon City. But then na-process ko yung dokumento until makuha ko yung e-car sa BIR. But then nagkaroon ng problema sa titulo kasi yung may-ari parang hindi, basta may problema. So, up to that extent lang yung aking ginawa na trabaho.
Sa inyong marami-raming transaksyon, kina Alice Go at yung mga miyembro ng pamilya niya over the years since 2012, wala po ba kayong napansin na kahina-hinala? Halimbawa, dito sa Hongsheng, may kagaya ni Miss Merly, na nagbebenta lang dati sa palengke, naging BPO worker, biglang at yung tatlo pang kabaro na nagbebenta lang din sa palengke ng Concepcion, tapos biglang isinamang incorporator dun sa Hongsheng. Di nyo lang ba naisip na, teka, bakit ganito? Para bang may dummy incorporators?
Yung sa mga other corporations niya, it's all family. Tapos nagkaroon siya ng 2 companies na yan, yung Hongsheng at saka Yung Hongsheng, ang dealings ko dyan is kausap po si Alice, please incorporate. Ito yung mga detalye. Please assist si Miss Leila, yung tauhan niya, on all papers. So if I need anything, doon sa tauhan niya ako kumukuha ng information. So, it's always a presumption of regularity, Your Honor.
Sinong Miss Leila yon?
Tauhan niya yan pero I don't know kung nasaan na po siya.
Ano pong buong pangalan ni Miss Leila?
Leila Masiklat or Tulio,
Leila Masiklat?
Yes.
Ano pa yung isang apelidong binanggit nyo?
Tulio.
Masiklat Tulio.
Yes. I don't know kung alin doon yung family name niya.
So either Leila Masiklat or Leila Tulio.
Yes.
So meron po kayong presumption of regularity dun sa mga inilalagay na mga incorporators. Pero sabi nyo nga, walang report sa inyo about some of the companies, kaya nag-conclude kayo na hindi nag-operational. Bagamat, at wala rin namang sinabi si Alice Go sa inyo na ipasara na yung mga kumpanyang iyon. In fact po, itong mga corporations na kayo ang nagproseso ng incorporation, madami po actually dito ay napag-alaman namin na may indicators talaga ng pagiging shell companies lamang. Hindi nagbabayad ng buwis sa BIR, walang operations gaya ng nag-obserbahan ninyo, wala ring empleyado, at walang remittance sa Pag-ibig. So, hindi nyo rin po ba naisip yun na medyo problematic? Kahit nung unang napansin nyo na hindi nag-operational, tapos ito pang ibang mga indicators na para sa amin po ay indicator ng shell company. Hindi po ba nag-occur sa inyo?
No, hindi po. Kasi ang concern ko lang naman po yung hanap buhay ko na magrehistro mag-process ng dokumento. So, it's not my obligation to assess or evaluate or whatever.
So, kanina sinabi nyo na nagsimula kayo kay Alice Guo dahil ipinakilala kayo kayong dalawa ni JP Samson. And nabanggit nyo na nga po na bago itong pag-freelance work nyo na marami-rami ang nagawa nyong freelance project para kay Alice Guo, nagtrabaho kayo sa Baliwag. Okay? So, klaro na po sa amin iyon. Ngayon po, sa parehong interview nyo pong iyon sa DZBB kay Carlo Mateo, actually, nagkataon narinig ko po yun eh. And ang impression po talaga, yung dating nung pakikinig ko sa interview nyong iyon kay Carlo Mateo, parang kilalang kilala nyo si Mayor Alice. Sinabi nyo rin po doon na hindi niya nanay si Lin Wenyi dahil, and I quote, sabi niyo po doon sa interview, kung nanay niya siya, magiging proud siya na ipakilala. Sinabi niyo din po na tiyak kayo na lumaki siya sa farm. So, full of confidence. Full of confidence yung sinabi na pwede namang sagutin kay Carlo Mateo, hindi ko alam. No? Wala kayong alam doon. Now, in light of the revelation so far dito sa Senate hearing, pinangahawakan niyo pa po ba yung mga sinabi niyong iyon dun sa interview sa DZBB?
Kaya ako nasabi naman po yun kasi may interaction ako, na-meet ko yung family niya pag nagpapapirma ako ng incorporation paper, plus the fact na I can hear from yung mga trabahante niya sa sa farm yung kwento ng buhay ni Alice.
So, na-meet nyo yung family niya, pag nagpapapirma kayo sa kanila, tapos na-overhear nyo rin sa mga trabahante. So, may trabahante sa farm, pero sabi nyo rin, may mga trabahante din siya sa opisina. So, may opisina din po siya.
Yes, yung structure ng ano niya sa farm, may doon siya nakatira. May mga empleyado rin siya doon.
And yung office, nasa farm din ba yon or nasaan yung office?
Doon din sa structure na yun. It's a 2-story building.
So, 2-story building sa loob ng farm,
Building
doon
or
din yung office.
structure, parang bahay siya, ganun.
So, 2-story. Yes, SP Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Meron lang phone-in question dito. Kilala mo ba yung nanay ni Alice Guo?
Hindi ko masasabi na nanay. Hindi ko kilala yung sinasabi niyang nanay na yung...
Wala ba siya pinapakilala
Wala.
na ito nanay ko? Ganun.
Wala. Kaya pati
So, sa
yung...
pagkakaalam nyo, sino yung totoong nanay niya?
Kahit yung partner ng nanay niya, ng tatay niya, hindi ko rin masasabi na nanay niya yon kasi hindi nga pinapakilala as nanay niya eh.
Never siya nagpakilala
No.
na meron siyang nanay? O...
Hindi niya pinakilala yon. Kaya ako nasabi na parang kakaiba kasi nga kung regular na Pilipino, proud ka na pakilala ang magulang mo. In her case, hindi eh.
Never niya pinakilala?
Never.
Yung mga kapatid,
Hindi rin niya sinasabi na kapatid niya, pero assumption ko lang yun. Iniisip ko na lang na kapatid niya. I don't know your relationship.
sino si Lin Wenyi?
Partner ng tatay niya.
Chinese national?
Yes.
Pure Chinese talaga?
Yes. Sa incorporation papers nila, designation niya is Chinese. So, Chinese siya.
Okay, thank you.
Salamat, SP Pro Tem. Sabi niyo po, kung regular na Pilipino, proud kang ipakilala yung pamilya mo. So, ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Anong impression nyo? Anong relasyon nitong Alice Guo at si Lin Wenyi, tapos yung kinikilala naming ama nila at yung kinikilala naming dalawang kapatid niya or tatlo, si Sheila, si Seaman at saka si Wesley. Dahil pinapirmahan nyo sila ng ilang mga incorporation papers. So, anong impression mo? Anong relasyon nila sa isa't isa, itong mga taong ito?
Ang impression ko lang po sa kanila is yung father partner niya yung nanay, o nanay in the sense na yun ang sinasabing nanay, pero hindi niya sinasabi sa akin na nanay niya. Di ba? Yung mga kapatid, hindi naman din sinasabi na kapatid. So, they have the same family name.
Buti na lang mas curious ang komite kesa sa inyo or kesa sa inaamin ninyong attitude nyo sa kanilang anim. Alright. Dinescribe nyo rin po siya, si Alice Guo, dun sa interview kay Carlo Mateo sa DZBB. Dinescribe nyo siya na mabait na bata, masipag, mabuting anak. Again, full confidence. So, matanong ko po sa inyo, meron po bang kahit sino man sa kampo ni Alice Guo na nag-reach out sa inyo para gawin, para sabihin yung ganitong mga declaration sa public interviews? Kasi, at wala naman pong masama doon, kung sakali, kasi interview naman yon, di naman yon perjury. Curious lang talaga ako kung bakit ganun kayo ka parang buong loob mag-vouch sa karakter ni Alice Guo.
Kasi yun po ang observation ko sa kanya. Ngayon, yung regarding sa interview, I have my telephone all around, so they can call me anytime. So, it's a phone patch interview sa radio. I am in my house, sumasagot. And I wanted to clear also kung ano yung participation ko, bakit andun yung pangalan ko sa mga nababanggit sa Senado.
May mga tao ba ni Alice Guo na kinontak din kayo, tumawag din sa phone nyo nung nasa bahay kayo at sinabing, Miss Nancy, ganito yung sabihin nyo tungkol kay Alice pag in-interview
Ay,
kayo?
hindi po. Wala po.
Madam Chair.
Yes, SP Pro Tem.
Miss Nancy, sinabi ni Senator Risa kanina na na-interview mo, pinupuri-puri mo si Mayor Alice. Tama? Sa isang interview mo. Nag-iba na ba yung paningin mo ngayon? Pagkatapos lumabas yung issue?
Hindi pa rin. I think basically, kung ano man yung ginawa niya, ako personally opinion ko, siya yun eh. Iba yung, siya yun, yung opinion ko sa kanya, ganun din. Pero kung halimbawa, itong mga kagagawa niya lahat yun, she has to answer for
Okay.
it.
When did you last talk to her? Or have seen her?
2017.
2017 pa?
Yes.
7 years ago?
Yes.
After that, wala na kayong contact?
Hindi ko nga...
Kahit sa telepono?
Yung contact sa telepono, yung nung nagpa-incorporate siya nung first Pogo company.
Mhm.
Tapos, yung sumunod, yung 2023, the second one. Pero yung
So, hindi kayo
personal...
nakita during that time?
No. Hindi kami
Ano, telepono lang?
Telepono lang. Ang nakikita ko lang siya, ang huling kita ko sa kanya is a Christmas party. I was invited ng staff niya.
When was
na
this?
pumana. 2017.
So, you haven't seen
So I
her
don't know
for
kung
7 years?
2017, 2018, I can't remember. Matagal na. As in, matagal ko na siyang hindi nakita.
Oh, so, nung lumabas itong mga issue sa TV, anong sabi mo sarili mo?
Eh, sabi nga nila, big time naman pala yung yung kliyente mo. Eh, sabi ko, siya lang yun. Ordinary yung kliyente ko lang yan. So, wala.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, SP Pro Tem. So, Miss Nancy, aminado kayo na kayo ang gumawa ng incorporation documents ng Zunyuan. Nagpatulong ba sa inyo si Alice Guo para dito? At may sinabi ba siya na tulungan mo ito?
Ganito ang sistema. Nag-message siya sa akin, I need, may papa-incorporate siya, please assist. Okay? Please assist. Ang reply ko sa kanya, give me all the details. Anong name ng company, anong capitalization niya, anong objective, ang purpose, sino itong mga provide me with all the details, incorporators, ano yung equity shares, sino yung mga yung position sa company. Kasi when pag nagfa-file ka sa SEC, andun lahat yun eh. Tatanungin kung sinong treasurer. So, ganun lang po. Binigay sa akin, prinoseso ko in a legal way. Dumaan siya sa PAGCOR, ng endorsement. So lumabas ang SEC certification.
Sabi nyo, yung isang sinabi ni Alice Go sa inyo nung nag-message sa inyo ay please assist. Noon sabi ni Alice Go sa amin, walk-in lang daw yung Sunyuan. So sino yung pinapa-assist niya sa inyo dito
Tauhan
sa
niya.
incorporation ng
Yung si
Sunyuan?
Miss Laila ang kausap ko.
Si Miss Laila Masiklat or Laila Tulio. Siya yung sinasabi ni Mayor Alice Guo na asistehan nyo.
Yes.
Ibig sabihin, nag-message sa inyo si Alice Guo at sinabi, Miss Nancy, asistehan nyo si Miss Laila para i-incorporate yung Zunyuan. Ganun po ba yon?
Yes.
Okay.
Not the Sun.
Yes.
It's the first Pogo company, which is the Hongsheng.
Okay, for Hongsheng. Pero kanina, nung tinanong ko sa inyo yung pag-incorporate nyo sa Zunyuan, sabi nyo nga, nag-message si Alice Guo sa inyo na please assist. So doon, sa incorporation ng Zunyuan, sino yung pinapa-assist ni Mayor Alice sa inyo na ma-incorporate yan?
Ang sinabi niya na pangalan, Attorney Joy, hindi ko rin siya kilala.
Sino naman daw yung Attorney Joy?
As I go over, Madam Chair, on the transcript of the committee hearing on May 22, in-acknowledge ni Alice na yung Attorney Joy is lawyer niya.
Ito ba yung si Phil Joy Baluyot?
Yes.
So siya ito. Nabasa niyo pala yung transcript ng hearing namin?
Yes, ma'am.
Ano,
I mean,
I'm curious, I'm almost touched. I'm curious, bakit niyo binasa yung transcript ng hearing? At paano niyo
kasi I
nabasa?
wanted to find out kung ano ba yung sinasabi ni Alice. And maraming ano talaga, dininay niya ako, hindi niya ako kilala.
Okay, I wish lahat ng mamamayan na sumusubaybay sa hearing namin babasahin yung transcript ng hearing. So that shows a lot of due diligence on your part. Bilang tao man lang or bilang resource person dito sa hearing namin, I only wish na mahihingi nyo at makukuha kay Attorney Baluyot. Tama po?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Alright. Kayo rin ba yung gumawa ng succeeding pang documents ng Zunyuan? Halimbawa, yung increase in authorized capital stock. Kasi bakit andun pa yung pangalan nyo?
Okay, it's like this. Kaya nga nung may sulat ako sa office nyo, in-indicate ko yon, may notation ako. Yung 2 increases na yon, hindi ko ginawa yon. But then, they still made use sa cover sheet, andun pa rin yung lahat ng details ko. Now, I'm thinking, paano nagkaroon sa initial registration kasi ng corporation, yung cover sheet is generated. So pag nag-apply ka, lalabas na lang yon, may barcode and everything. Pero pag increases ng capitalization, yung cover sheet na yon, typewritten lang yon. So they could have used my name, all my details, parang ako pa rin ang nagpa-rehistro nun, pero hindi ko po ginawa yon.
So, sino kayang gumawa lang ng typewritten cover sheet, ginamit pa rin pangalan nyo kahit hindi naman kayo yung nagpapa-increase ng authorized capital stock? Si Attorney Baluyot kaya ang gumawa nun?
I think so. Kasi dun sa payment pa lang ng filing fees for the increase, ang pangalan ng Baluyot andun din. Ang notarial niya, andun din ang pangalan niya. So, I can say na hindi ako yun.
So, ayon sa inyo, ginamit yung pangalan nyo dun sa succeeding documents ng Zunyuan, pati yung increase sa authorized capital stock, gamit ang isang typewritten copy ng cover sheet, gamit ang pangalan nyo, and ang teorya ninyo ay dahil lumabas yung pangalan ni Attorney Baluyot dun sa pagbayad ng filing fee at siya rin yung nagnotaryo o nagpanotaryo?
Siya nagnotaryo.
Siya mismo ang nagnotaryo na probably si Attorney Baluyot ang gumawa nito sa inyo.
Yung sa payment na payment of the filing fees for the increase. Ang nakita ko doon, pangalan is Baluyot, pero it's not pangalan ni Attorney Joy.
Sinong baluyot yon?
I have a copy submitted to your office, so it's there.
Alright, so kung sino mang baluyot ang nakalagay doon, whether it's Attorney Philjoy Baluyot or ibang baluyot, abogado din po, I guess, kasi nagnotaryo.
Possible na related sa kanya.
Opo, pero abogado rin, kasi siya yung nagnotaryo, yung baluyot na yon.
Yung Attorney Filger, sigurado ako na abogado po siya, pero yung nagbayad sa land bank, hindi ako sigurado kung abogado siya.
Pero yung nagbayad ng filing fee sa land bank at yung nagnotaryo, parehong tao?
No,
Magkaiba. Sino po yung nagnotaryo?
Attorney Philjoy.
Okay. So may isang baluyot na nagbayad ng filing fee sa land bank, maaring si Attorney Philjoy mismo or maaring isang kamag-anak niya na pinakiusap niya, pero si Attorney Philjoy Baluyot ang nagnotaryo.
Yes.
Tama.
Yes po.
Alright. So Ms. Nancy, meron pa ba kayong nais ibahagi na sa tingin nyo ay makakatulong sa investigasyong ito?
Being processor ng mga dokumento, maybe this time hindi yung nag-rise up yung lahat. I have to explain, hindi ako nakarating sa Tarlac, hindi ko nakita yung building, wala akong idea. It's only on television na nakita ko yung Baofu, lahat na yan.
Pero kanina, in answer kay SP Pro Temp, may sinabi kayong may two-story structure.
That's the farm.
Ay, saan po yun?
That's the one in Concepcion, yun sa Barangay Virgen de los Remedios.
So nakarating kayo sa Tarlac, hindi lang sa Bamban, pero sa Concepcion.
Sa Concepcion. Yes,
Sa Concepcion.
Yes.
Okay, so sorry sabi nyo hindi kayo nakarating sa Tarlac at hindi kayo nakarating sa...
Yung farm,
Sa farm.
which is located in Barangay San de los Remedios, nakarating ako doon. Pero yung sa munisipyo ng Bamban, yung hub na sinasabi nila, hindi ako nakarating po doon.
So hindi kayo nakarating dun sa halos 8-hectare property na niraid ng
Hindi
PAO?
pa. Hindi pa.
Okay. And yung Laila Masiklat or Laila Tulio for that matter, kung ano yung totoong buong pangalan niya, kaano-ano po niya si Mirna Masiklat? Kasi si Mirna ang nagbati ng happy birthday Pretty Pig kay Alice Guo.
Ma'am, hindi ko po kilala.
Hindi niyo po kilala si Mirna Masiklat?
Hindi po.
Alright. So, kung wala na kayong idadagdag para sa aming investigasyon, salamat po, Ms. Nancy. Kinumpirma po ninyo na kasinungalingan ang sinabi ni Alice Guo na wala siyang kinalaman sa Zunyuan at sa mga Pogo. So, salamat po mula sa chair at mula sa aming komite.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Sino pong nandito para sa Bureau of Immigration? I'm sorry. Sa BID? Yes,
Good morning, Miss Chair.
good morning. Sorry, hindi ko makita yung nameplate ng attorney.
I'm Attorney Homer Arellano po from the Bureau of Immigration.
Salamat, Attorney Arellano. Nagkondukta po kayo ng raid nitong weekend sa isang subdivision. Nag-raid po kayo ngayong weekend sa isang subdivision sa Tuba, Benguet. Pwede po bang may ulat tungkol sa raid na iyan sa komiteng ito? Halimbawa, bakit po kayo nag-raid? Sino ang nadatnan nyo? At sinong may-ari ng bahay na yon?
Ma'am, para po sa mas better discussion sa description, yung pong chief namin ng Intel Division ang mag-discuss po.
Alright, please. Chief Intel, kumari pong lumapit kayo rito. Nakapag-sumpa po ba kayo kanina? Alright, thank you, sir. Please take your seat. Ano pong buong pangalan nyo, sir?
Good morning, Madam Chairperson, Your Honors, and good morning to this committee. Fortunato S. Manahan Jr., Madam Chairperson, Chief of the Intelligence Division.
Chief Manahan. All right, thank you, sir. So, pakiulat sa komite kung yung dahilan ng pag-raid, kung mayroon at anong identity ng mga taong nadatnan doon at yung may-ari ng bahay na iyon. Please proceed.
Madam Chairperson, last Friday, there was a coordination ng PAOK sa aming bureau, sa aming commissioner, to conduct an operation sa Benguet. And the Bureau of Immigration issued a mission order signed by the commissioner for a certain subject. Nag-dispatch po tayo ng team to join the PAOK, and then 2 foreign nationals po ang na-arrest po and now in the custody of the PAOK.
Sino po itong foreign nationals?
Madam Chair, 1 male and 1 female. The female is a Chinese national. The male is a Cambodian national.
Okay. At ano yung specific na dahilan na nag-raid kayo doon? At ano yung kinalaman nitong dalawang nadatnan ninyo, kinustody ninyo, anong kinalaman nila doon sa dahilan ng pagpaparaid?
Madam Chair, the information received through the coordination of PAO, yung target subjects daw ho is involved sa Bamban raid a few months ago.
So hindi lamang po involved sa Pogo in general, pero partikular sa Pogo sa Bamban. Ibig pong sabihin mula Bamban, maaring tumakas sila basta lumipat sila sa Benguet.
Wala naman hong information na gano'n, pero yung subject po is cited daw po sa Mountain Province, which is Benguet.
Okay, so yung subject persons na, kumaga persons of interest kaugnay ng Bamban Pogo na site sa Benguet, kaya pinaread po sa BI.
Together with the PAOK, Madam Chair.
Yes, so BI and PAOK. And sinong may-ari ng bahay kung saan nadatnan yung Chinese woman at Cambodian man?
Madam Chair, yung Bureau of Immigration po wala akong personal knowledge dun sa name or ownership of the residents. We're just after the foreign nationals stated dun sa mission order issued.
So sa mission order, paano dinescribe nung PAOK yung bahay na pinaparade sa inyo kasama nila?
Wala akong information na naibigay sa amin. Only the name of the foreign national stated sa mission order, Madam Chair.
Alright, may tanong si SP
Is
Pro
there a
Tem.
representative from PAOK here present?
Comsec, nandito ba ang PAOK?
Ibig
Alright.
sabihin, when you
Please proceed.
applied for the mission order, hindi nyo in-specify kung kaninong bahay yun i-rate ninyo?
Yes, Madam Chairperson, Your Honor. We're just after the site and the name
Didn't
of
you
the subject.
dare to ask who owns the house?
Hindi po. Usually when we conduct operations po, hindi naman ho namin tinatanong kung sino yung may owner of the establishment or owner of the house.
Okay, as we speak, wala ba kayong alam kung sino may-ari ng bahay?
Wala po, Your Honor.
Kasi Kasi lumalabas kasi may nag-interview ang may-ari daw ng bahay, si Secretary Roque. Secretary Roque, sa inyo ba yung bahay na yan?
Well,
Attorney
una
Roque.
po, magandang umaga po kay Senate President Pro Tempore, kay Madam Chairperson Senator Antiveros, and kay Senator Gatchalian, at sa lahat ng mga bisita rito. Now, ang bahay po na tinutukoy nyo sa Tuba Benguet ay rehistrado sa isang korporasyon. Tiniran ko po yan nung ako po ay umalis ng gobyerno, and I do have an interest in the corporation that owns it. No? Pero, wala po sa akin ang possession ng bahay na yan. Dahil as of January of 2024, yan po ay pinaupahan ng korporasyon at ang umuupa po ay isang Wan Yun na isang Chinese national na siya po ay pumirma sa contract of lease ay require siya na magpakita ng alien certificate of registration at lumalabas po na siya ay holder ng isang 9G working visa, meaning she has a right to be in the Philippines. So ang rehistradong lessee po dyan, at yan ay rehistrado rin sa Homeowners Association ng subdivision para sila ay makapasok, ay itong babae na isang Wan Yun. Kaya nga po, nung sinabi nila na sinalakay ang bahay ko at may mga wanted na mga pogo boses doon, ako po'y talagang nag-conclude na meron talagang pilit na naninira sa akin. Gaya nung naunang release na ng PAGCOR na ako daw ay naglakad para sa lisensya ng isang illegal na pogo, at matapos naman marinig ang testimonya ni Chairman Altenco, wala naman pong ganong sinabi.
Attorney
si Mr.
Roque,
Altenco.
wag muna po tayo dumako sa ibang issue. Focus muna tayo sa tanong ni SP Pro Temp na may tanong din ako. Mamaya, dadako po tayo sa ibang mga issue pati yung nabanggit nyo. So let's please focus.
Okay, so meron po akong interest sa korporasyon na may-ari ng bahay na yan. In fact, in the near future, I am concluding a transaction na kukunin ko yung buong korporasyon na may-ari ng bahay na yan. Now, pero ang ina-emphasize ko po, regardless of the ownership, there is a contract of lease which is duly notarized and which I will submit before this honorable body, which means na ang possession po dyan is in the hands of Ms. Wan Yu, who is a legal resident of the Philippines with an alien certificate of registration and in possession of a 9G working visa. Ang gusto ko nga pong malaman, kung nakita nila doon sa bahay na yon, yung tao na hinaharap nila na allegedly may tie sa banban. Dahil kung di naman po ako nagkakamali, at again, as part of due diligence, yung isang lalaking nahuli dyan is a partner of of the lessee, no? Hindi ko naman po tinatanggi na may interest talaga ako dyan sa korporasyon na yan, albeit not 100% as of yet, pero magiging 100% na po yan. Now, yun nga po, yung lalaki, ang alam ko is the partner of Wan Yun, and alam niyo po, hanggang ngayon, meron akong katiwala doon. Kasi nga po, nais ko masigurado na yung lessee will only use the premises for residential purposes, no? Dahil nung ako po ay nasa gobyerno pa, may mga nagrereklamo sa mga villages gaya ng Multinational Village na ginagawang pogo at 70 people at a time ang nasa residential homes. So talaga pa ako ng caretaker para masigurado na wala pong ganyan, at ang caretaker's report naman ay talagang hanggang 3 tao lang ang nakatira ron. Ang question po is, yun nga po, kung yung lalaking nahuli ay siyang merong tie sa banban, at dahil ang alam ko po, nag-due diligence din naman kami kung sino yung lalaking yon, partner yon nung aking lessee, but gentleman of leisure po yun eh. Ang sinasabi nung aking katiwala, hindi naman umaalis ng bahay, golf lang ng golf kasi may golf course po dyan, at nang tinanong namin minsan ano ba ang trabaho niya, sabi niya he is a digital nomad, no? Cryptocurrency, no? So nais ko po makita talaga kung ano yung ebidensya na yung lalaking yon ay involved sa banban, dahil kung hindi naman po, talagang meron pong concerted effort na iling ako dito sa mga pogo, no? Na akin namang itinatanggi po. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat, Attorney Roque and SP Pro Temp. But follow up lang, Attorney Roque, sabi niyo korporasyon ang may-ari ng bahay na ni-raid at natagpuan ng 2 foreign nationals na associated ng PAOK sa Bamban at nasa custody ngayon ng BI. Sabi nyo sa sa korporasyon, but you also, nung nagsalita kayo kanina, you also referred to it as bahay ko.
Well, I do not deny po na I have an interest in the corporation. Hindi ko po dinideny yun. In fact,
Aling korporasyon po iyan?
ang pangalan po ata is PH2, hindi ko maalala, no?
PH2.
PH2.
Pero wait a minute. Dapat maalala nyo po.
Well,
you intend to
mahaba pa yung pangalan.
procure 100% ownership.
Anyway,
of it.
maya-maya po,
PH2.
darating po
What
yung...
does PH2 stand for
Well,
po?
ano po yan eh, that's the location of the address of the house. Okay, anyway, maya-maya
PH2,
po,
why, what's the whole address
parang
of the
phase
house?
2, black number, gano'n.
Okay,
no?
phase 2.
Pero maya-maya po, nagpakuha ko ng contract of lease para ipakita rito sa committee na ito, no? Na
And sa ngayon po, kayo ang majority shareholder ng PH2.
sa ngayon po hindi.
Hindi.
Pero
Anong
kami
percentage po, ng ownership nyo?
Ay, nako, nominal lang po ako ngayon, no? Nominal.
10%, 20%?
Well, ngayon po lumalabas, ano lang ako, nag-subscribe lang po ako when it was incorporated, no?
At sino po yung majority shareholder sa
Ang majority is another corporation
PH2?
po. Another
What is that
corporation.
other corporation?
It's Biancham Holdings po.
Ano pong pangalan?
Biancham Holdings.
Biancham
Holdings.
Holding.
CHAM.
Bianchan Holdings.
Yes.
Magkano ganong kalaki yung majority?
Lahat po yan
Sold.
sa Biancham Holdings.
Pero minority.
wholly owned.
Nominal kayo.
Nominal.
Wholly.
Oo, wholly owned po yan by
Bianchan
Biancham.
Holdings. Sino pong incorporators ng Bianchan Holdings?
Attorney Percival Ortega po at yun po naalala ko si Attorney Percival Ortega.
Aha.
I think meron din pong attorney, hindi ko na po maalala kung sino pa yan, pero I think meron pang, well, minimum of 5 po yan eh. Pero majority shareholder
Alright.
is Attorney Percival Ortega.
Okay. So majority shareholder si Attorney Percival Ortega para sa Bianchan Holding. There's at least one other attorney at tatlo pa
Yes.
for a
Opo,
total
opo.
of 5.
But
Okay
I
po.
confirm that we're in the process of buying into Biancham now.
All right. And
we
sabi
want
nyo
a
nga,
controlling interest.
you want 100% ba or controlling
We will
lang?
have controlling interest of Biancham po pag natapos na ang mga papeles.
All right. Pero nasa Homeowners Association din po kayo ng subdivision, tama po?
Well, nung simula po, dahil tinirang ko po yan nung ako po yung umalis sa gobyerno nung 2019, pero nung bumalik ako sa gobyerno, hindi rin po ako tumira doon. Pero hanggang ngayon po, I consider myself a resident of Baguio but I stay in another house.
Pero member po kayo ng HOA dun sa subdivision.
Mandatory po na yung corporate owner is a member of the Homeowners Association.
So, member po, dahil mandatory, member kayo ng HOA ng subdivision.
Member po yung corporation that owns the house.
Okay, so sinong nakapangalang representative ng Bianchan Holdings sa HOA ng subdivision?
Hindi po ako sigurado, no? Kung sino ngayon ang nakapangalan doon, no? But I do know that lahat po ng mga dues are being paid and the real estate taxes are being paid.
Sino pong nagbabayad ng dues at real estate taxes para
Well,
sa
ano po,
Bianchan?
it is also Biancham, no, that pays for it, no. But in any case, hindi ko po dinideny that, you know, that is a house that I have an interest in. I have lived in the house. Ang sinasabi ko lang po, pinaupahan po yan and possession is now with the lessee.
For the record, yung Bianchan Holdings, nabalita po dati na may partnership sa First Mariveles Holdings Corp o FBMHC na nag-apply for POGO license dati.
Hindi po.
Maaring,
I deny that. I deny that.
You deny it. Okay.
Yes, ang
Well, we will ask
application
the
po is
proper... Oo.
AFAP. Is the Freeport Authority of Bataan.
Okay,
It
we
is
will
not
ask
with
that.
Pagcor.
All right, we will ask that sa present and possibly past PAGCOR chairs
Wala po
later.
yung application at all with Pagcor.
Yes, well noted yung denial nyo. Itatanong. Pero POGO po siya.
Hindi po.
Hindi rin
That's
siya
a real
POGO.
estate development company
Real
na
estate.
nag-apply po for accreditation sa AFAP pero hindi na po na-pursue.
Okay, we will ask that of
AFAP po.
No. The chair will say who we will ask that from. We will ask that from PAGCOR and if necessary, invite AFAP to the next hearing if necessary. Pero itatanong muna natin sa PAGCOR mamaya. So, attorney, wala po kayong possession ng bahay pero may supervision dahil may bantay po
May
kayo
bantay
doon.
po.
Okay po. Alright, salamat. So just to continue with, salamat Attorney Roque. Just to continue with the BI, Attorney Arellano, no? Attorney Arellano, Okay. Sinabi po ng BI.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
Chief
Yes, sir.
Fortunato Manahan po, Chief ng Intel.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. Opo. Sorry, sir. Salamat po. Nagulat po kayo sa komite namin tungkol sa raid nyo. Dun sa pinaraid na bahay. Pinaraid po ng PAOK na bahay sa Benguet. Do you wish to add anything else po para sa impormasyon ng komiteng ito tungkol sa raid na yon, yung yung dalawang taong nadatnan nyo doon na nasa custody nyo ngayon, and any other details about the house or the raid in general?
Yes, Madam Chairperson, just for the final clarification lang po na yung male and female, the two subjects, is under the custody of PAOK since Saturday po.
Noted po. I
Thank you.
stand corrected. So under custody ng PAOK, yung isang Chinese woman at isang Cambodian man. Alright. Maraming salamat po, Chief Manahan. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Apo. So could we have Sir Attorney Arellano back for further questions for the BI? Yes. SP Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ano pangalan mo? Attorney Arellano?
Opo.
So as we speak, nakalis na ba si Alice Go?
Based po sa records namin kaninang umaga, nandito pa po si
Nandito pa.
Alice Go at saka yung Go Wapi.
May I ask the OSA kung ano na status ng warrant of arrest nitong si Mayor Go? Ba't hindi mahanap-hanap? If they have coordinated with the police agencies concerned? Sino ang nasa OSA rito?
Si General Acan. Gusto niyo matawag ko?
Bakit hindi mahuli-huli itong mayor nito?
SP Pro Tem, pinapatawag po si General Acan.
Alright.
Please proceed.
So, as we speak, nandito pa? Attorney Arellano?
Based po sa record namin, nasa Pilipinas pa po.
Sigurado ko dyan, ha?
Yes po, yes po.
Baka nakaalis na yan, private plane yan. Paano nyo matututukan kung nag-private plane yung tao?
Kasama po sa mga minomonitor namin yung lahat ng ports, airports or seaports. So, kung kahit po gumamit ng
Marami tayong
private
airports dito, hindi lang sa Manila. Maraming mga maliliit na airports dito sa ating bansa. So how can you monitor it? Ang nakaalis?
may mga immigration officers po sa mga iba't ibang subports at seaports.
Even sa mga maliliit na airports natin, meron?
Basta
Na
po,
hindi naman international airport?
international.
Halimbawa ako, pumunta ako ron sa Katarman Airport. Napakaliit. Wala naman immigration doon. Sumakay ako. Pumunta ako ron. O tapos padala ako sa Hong Kong. Kaya ng isang maliit na plano. Paano nyo mamamonitor yan?
Usually po pag may mga chartered flights, ini-inform din po yung immigration para i-monitor namin kung sino yung mga sasakay dun sa aeroplano.
Eh pagka fictitious yung binigay ng pangalan, paano? Paano nyo mamamonitor yan?
Na-check naman po namin,
SP Pro Temp, nandito na po. I-acknowledge ko lang muna presensya ni Sen Robin. Shukran for attending the hearing, and Senator Grace, maraming salamat for joining the hearing. And SP Pro Temp, andito na rin po si General Anggan, yung ating
tatanungin
Office
ko lang
Sergeant at
kung ano
Arms.
yung status ng warrant of arrest ni Mayor Go. Bakit hindi mahanap-hanap? Have you coordinated with the PNP, NBI para mahuli?
General Angkan, sa kabila ng marami nyo ng suporta sa komite, sa tulong din ng NBI sa pagsuserve ng mga sa PINA at saka warrant. So, paki-address po yung concern ni SP Pro Tem.
Madam Chair, Your Honors, before we conducted the issuance of serving the order of arrest, we connected with the Philippine National Police, as well as after which I connected with NBI. with regard to the arrest of the 8 personalities.
So what happened? I mean, ba't ninyo pa mahanap?
So now I'm still checking with them, and the capability of your Senior Sergeant at Arms is only to serve, and we are purely on coordination with these law enforcement agencies, Your Honor.
Are there any representatives from the PNP or NBI present here today?
Sino pong magsasalita para sa PNP? Police Colonel Lagares, sir. And then nandito rin po SP Pro Temp ang NBI, si Deputy Director Magno.
Are you coordinating? Have you coordinated with the law enforcement agencies, General?
Madam Chair, Your Honor, I talked with the Chief of the Philippine National Police and as well as to the Director NBI, Judge Santiago, Your Honor.
All right, Colonel
Madam
Lagares.
Chair, Your Honor, I'm Police Colonel John Mark J. Lagare, the Chief of Staff of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group. And for that actionable item, Your Honor, we have already designated a tracker team from the Regional Field Unit and also from the higher headquarters to look for Mayor Alice Gosum, Your Honor.
The warrant of arrest has been issued by this committee a long time ago. Ba't hanggang ngayon hindi pa makuha yan? Makuha itong mayor na ito? Wala ba kayong lead?
Actually, I will first inquire for may the tracker team from the DSOYO detectives,
no?
the detective support operation unit, Your Honor, and I will give feedback.
Sino?
Mic niyo, sir.
Sige, while waiting, who's the representative from the NBI?
At SP Pro Temp, Colonel Lagare, kung maaari, bigay niyo yung sagot sa tanong ni SP Pro Temp within this hearing po. So could we hear from the NBI, Deputy Director Magno?
Mr. Chair, SP Prop, good morning, sirs. The warrant of arrest has already been cascaded to our regions and districts. As of now, our teams and most of the agents are doing their best to locate and serve the warrant of arrest of this honorable committee, Mr. Chair. Madam Chair.
Okay, the chairperson, Madam Chairperson, has made statements that Mayor Go has been very active on Facebook. Hindi niyo ba matrace yan? Yung IP address niyan?
Efforts are being done by our cybercrime group, Madam Chair.
Why is it taking so long? When did the committee issue this warrant of arrest against her? Kailan ba issue? July 11. Oh, 2 weeks na, hindi pa mahanap.
I will immediately check the status right now of our
Wala ba kayong lead? Asan
Mr.
siya?
Chair, we were informed that by our assets as of prior to the issuance of the warrant of arrest, there are some sightings in Bulacan. However,
Sightings lang.
po.
Kamukha lang niya.
However, when the team went to the possible locations of these sightings, as of now, malalaman po natin na wala naman pong nahuli o nakita pa po, Mr. Chair. Madam Chair.
Kailan niyo mapapangako sa committee ito kung kailan niyo mahuli yan?
We will try our best, Madam Chair, to issue to serve the warrant of arrest soonest, and we will submit a report to this effect.
If you cannot arrest her within a month, baka maapekto ng budget ninyo.
Noted po, Madam Chair. Yes, sir. We will do our best.
Ang dami-daming mga nasa-serve ng warrant of arrest yun. Mabilis mahuli. Bakit ito? Kilala pa, hindi nyo mahuli. You better get your acts together. Kailangan may proper coordination kayo with all our law enforcement agencies. Yun sa amin, on the part of the Senate, yun sa amin, we can just do so much. Hindi naman sila kasing powerful ninyo na lahat ng resources nasa inyo. Okay? Yes, Senator, please.
Salamat, SB Pro Temp and Deputy Director Domingo and Police Colonel Lagare. Maraming salamat po, General Angkan. Yes, and Grace.
Ang katanungan ko po ay para sa PAGCOR kasi nung nagbigay ng direktiba ang ating Pangulo na dapat wala ng legal o illegal na POGO, naglabas din ng statement na maraming apektado dito. So I would like to hear from the PAGCOR chairman what steps has he taken to continue with the transition of eliminating all the POGO operations in the country, and how many POGOs will be affected, how many are actually registered POGOs, how many workers will be displaced, what can we do with those workers, and those that will be deported, do we have data on how many those are? So maybe let's begin with the transition. What are you doing now? What steps are you taking to the PAGCOR chairman, please?
Chair Tenko.
Good morning, Senator Paul. Good morning, Senator Pro Tempore Jinggoy, Chairman Senator Ontiveros, and Chairman Senator Win Gatchalian. Well, in answer to your question, nung Lunes po ng gabi, nung nag-utos sa SONA ang Pangulo, unfortunately, hindi po kami nakapag-coordinate kaagad with the respective government agencies because of the calamity or the typhoon that happened. But I wish to report to you that starting tomorrow, we already have meetings with the different government agencies. So we're starting with DOLE. Secretary Benny Laguesma and I are having lunch tomorrow. And we will be discussing the status of the close to 40,000 who will be displaced. And on Thursday, I just got word prior to the hearing that Secretary Boying Rimulya is calling for a meeting together with PAGCOR, the PAOK, TF, the Bureau of Immigration, and the Department of Justice, so we could also start formulating guidelines as to how we will deal with the winding up of the operations of all actually IGLs na po yun eh. So there are 44 right now because the mandate of the President is very clear. PAGCOR is being mandated to wind down the operations, so in reference to even those who have the licenses we had reissued, no? And I'm referring to the IGLs. There is much confusion, and I believe a lot of news reports that are false. The mandate of the President during the SONA is very clear. It was read by Senator Gatchalian earlier, ordering PAGCOR to already wind down the operations of all. And PAGCOR cannot wind down the operations of all the illegals because they're not under our jurisdiction, primarily because they do not have licenses anymore. Yun naman pong IGL, na ipaliwanag ko na po ng ilang pagkakataon yan hindi lang po dito sa Senado, kundi sa Kongreso din. We reissued the licenses to 44 that are left out of the 298 issued in the last administration. So, yung 44 po, yun na lang yung natirang nabigyan ng internet gaming licenses. But that is covered by the order of the President because maliwanag po wind down all the so nag-uumpisa na po yung proseso, and with regard to your question as to how many, there are 44 as of this very moment. We have not issued any licenses in the last few months, any new ones. So, yung pong tinatanong nyo kung ilan, 44 po. At ang kasama po dito ay sila lang po yung may lihito mong lisensya sa pangkasalukuyan?
As I understand, syempre hindi naman ninyo kasama yung mga illegal dahil di man nakarehistro sa inyo yon. Pero I'm glad to hear that you are actually very supportive now of this directive by the President. I would just like to make sure that baka naman kasi mag-rebrand ang POGO eh. Baka biglang magkaroon ng special class of BPOs such as that. So anything that will have to go through PAGCOR, I would just like to make sure bawal na yung mga licenses for that. Kung ano pa man ang pangalan nila. Number 2, ang daming mga infrastructure ng POGOs. Illegal infrastructures because we found those that are not really registered. Maybe the government can decide what we can do with that. Baka mamaya housing na yan para sa ating mga kababayan. I mean, after we pay the proper fees for that, to be able to take over those places legally, I think it can be converted to help our countrymen. But definitely, I am in support of a possible bill in the Senate that we should file to ban any sort of POGOs or anything that has related to gambling online. So that would be my only question for PAGCOR and maybe later on again for other agencies. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you rin, Sen. Grace. And salamat din sa actually maganda at baka nasisimula ng ideya ninyo na yung mga ibang vacated infrastructure ng mga POGO na binan na nga at pinapa-wind down ni Presidente ay maaring mapakinabangan ng ating mga kababayan sa pamamagitan ng gobyerno. I'm referring to a first step in that spirit dun sa isang probisyon ng bago nating ipinasang AFASA law, yung Anti-Financial Scam Law, na may provision po dun at salamat muli kay Chair Mark na tinanggap nila yung proposed amendment ng representasyong ito na assets seized in raids in which victim survivors of human trafficking were rescued ay maaring gamitin ng mga department at o ahensya ng gobyerno para i-rehabilitate. Yes, itong mga victim survivors. So maraming salamat sa ideya nyo para sa posibleng mas malawak na sakop ng mga infrastructure ng mga POGO. Salamat, Sen. Grace. Yes, SB Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to ask some questions to Mr. Dennis Cunanan. Can you remove your face mask? Or are you allergic to anything?
My wife is sick, Your Honor, so I'm just making sure.
All right. Despite repeated invitations coming from this committee, bakit ngayon ka lang nag-appear?
Your Honors, the first one was I was represented by my lawyers. The second one, Your Honors, we did not honestly receive the subpoena.
You did not?
We did not receive, Your Honors, the subpoena.
Okay, where are you connected right now?
I'm just doing my own business, Your Honor, private.
Okay, do you confirm that you were hired as a consultant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Of whom?
Of Hongxing, Your Honor, and Lakasao.
In Bamban Pogo?
Yes,
Are
Your
you
Honor.
connected?
As an authorized representative.
Porac?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also Porac?
Yes, Your Honor.
Lawag?
Lawag, Your Honors, was also requested by Lucky South, Your Honors.
Aside from these three Pogos, meron pa bang iba?
None, Your Honors.
Did you sign a contract with them?
No, Your Honors.
Ano yung duration ng services mo doon?
Just for their application for license, Your Honor. Contracted for that.
What initially attracted you to become to be involved in the Pogo industry?
We, honestly, Your Honors, we were not even in that line.
Excuse me?
We were not in that line.
You are not?
We're not in that line of work, Your Honors.
How did you become a consultant there?
When we were looking for a site office in Pampanga, Your Honors, because we were being asked to help one municipality in Central Luzon with their bid for cityhood, we got across these people in Lucky South at that time, and they were connected to us by the area where we were looking for the office, and they said they were trying to find somebody who can help them work on their applications. So we said we don't know what it's all about. And they said we can help them look into their documents and everything. We said we will check first if we can help you, and then we'll get back to you. So that's what we did first, sir. And then when we check on all these things, we did the research. We found a checklist from the website of PAGCOR, and we gave it to them. And we told them, this is just the checklist. Maybe you just have to comply, and then you're okay. And they said, can you help us comply? I said, I don't know how to do it, but if you know the documentation there, it's very easy. If you have all these requirements, I suppose we just put it together and then submit it. So that's what we did, Your Honors.
How much was your income or professional fee?
It's
Doon sa tatlong pogo na nahawakan mo?
on a per work basis, Your Honors, we were they paid us based on man hours that we have.
Mr. Cunanan, please proceed.
Also, it's a man hour on a base of man hour consultancy work, sir. Parang based on an hour basis na dinivote namin, tapos yung milestones pag may natatapos ko.
Okay, specifically, magkano kinita mo rin sa Bamban Pogo?
Dun sa Bamban, sir,
Magkano yung consultancy fee mo dyan?
if we're not, sir, as we have reported, it's about 150,000, sir.
150,000
Peso, sir.
per month?
Nung tinapos namin, sir, yung trabaho.
Ilan months ka nag-consultancy doon?
Mga 3 months siguro namin, sir, tinrabaho lahat yan hanggang 4 months, parang ganun.
As a consultant, ano ginagawa mo doon? You
Pinapakita,
prepare what?
sir, hindi
May
lang
kinakausap ka sa PAGCOR?
wala, sir. Ang nangyari, sir, meron sila kasing mga group nila. So, for example, yung nakikipag-usap sa amin, parang translator, pinapakita niya kung yun yung mga requirements ka na nakalagay doon. Yung, kung yun nga yung SEC, kung yun nga yung kanilang, organizational business plan, etc. So, nung tulungan namin sila, sir, ma-identify yun at yun nga yung kailangan nilang i-submit. Nagpa-assist sila kung pwedeng kami mag-submit sa Manila for them. That's why we were there.
Meron kang sariling consultancy firm?
Yes, sir.
So, yung meron kayo kontrata?
Hindi na kami, sir, nag-engage into a contract kasi sabi nila they cannot afford a full contract based on our consultancy.
Sino kausap mo doon sa Bamban Pogo?
Doon sa Bamban, sir, may a certain VV Chen.
What's the name?
VV Chen po.
Chinese?
Chinese po siya na translator.
Do you think she's related with Mayor Go?
I'm not aware, Your Honors, but she was the one coordinating with us.
Wala kayong kontrata?
Wala,
Nasulatan?
wala.
Ano, verbal lang?
Ang nangyari, Your Honors, when they contracted us, we checked with the local government kung investor nga sa lugar nila yon, and then the mayor at that time verified and assured
Who was
us.
the mayor at the time?
Mayor John Feliciano, Your Honors, verified and told us that these are investors in his municipality and if they can be assisted.
Kailan ka pa nagtayo ng consultancy firm?
We started 2017, Your Honors.
2017?
Yes, Your Honors.
Alright. Doon sa Porac, how much were you paid?
Almost the same, Your Honors.
Almost the same.
Yes,
Sa
Your Honor.
Lawag?
Hindi ko kami lumayo.
Sino kausap mo sa Porac?
Yung sa Porac ko, Charlotte Sia, Your Honors.
Also a Chinese national?
Yes, Your Honors. And apparently her Chinese name is Han Gao. Parang Han Gao.
Lawag?
Sila rin po, Your Honors.
Sino sila?
Si Han Gao, dun sa...
Yung Sia?
Yes, Your Honors.
So, yung Porac tsaka Lawag, isa lang ang nagpapatakbo?
Yeah,
Am I correct?
Yung Lawag, Your Honors, hindi umandar.
Ano?
Hindi po umandar. Hindi
Sa Lawag, hindi umandar?
Hindi nag-operate, Your Honors.
Alright. So, hindi ka nabayaran doon? Walang...
I think they paid us 50,000 for having the license for that, Your Honors.
Okay,
If I'm
ano
not
naman yung
mistaken.
trabaho mo bilang consultant? Ikaw ba yung naglalakad ng papeles nila para sa permit? At ikaw ba, Marahil, kumakausap sa mga government agencies bilang nakapag-establish ka na rin siguro ng mga contract sa loob ng gobyerno?
Actually, Your Honors, it's more on reviewing their communications na nakakarating sa kanila para maintindihan ho nila kung tama nga o hindi. Tapos,
Thank you for watching, guys. Just click on my YouTube channel, Al Johnny Rick.